Well, the PGA Tour has made it from Los Angeles Country Club all the way out to Connecticut, and players are gearing up for the Travelers Championship. Ricky Fowler is on site. I saw him this morning as he was heading in to the physio trailer. Rory McIlroy will be flying up tomorrow morning. And Amy, as you mentioned, Wyndham Clark has a full day of New York City media and will be on site tomorrow as well. Now, someone who is out today is Jon Rahm. He already had his press conference this morning and is currently out practicing. He spoke with the media earlier about his U.S. Open experience, especially that final round 65 that helped him get into that top 10 finish, the place that Travelers has on his schedule, and the news that continues to come out regarding the future of the PGA Tour.
The only thing I could say is a tournament is 72 holes, right? So don't give up. I was pretty far back on Sunday morning and then snuck my way into a top 10. So, play your hardest till the end, because in 10, 20 years when we looked into it and see, he had a top 10 in this U.S. Open, nobody's going to remember how you do it. So when it comes to that, that's what I was going to say. If it's as a tournament as a whole, I wouldn't know what to tell you. It's obviously a great major and obviously a very different one to what we've had in the past compared to previous U.S. Opens. There's two events I wouldn't have played this season if it wasn't for the rules we've had this year. Right. And that's the reason why I haven't played them in the past. Major weeks can be taxing, and I've always tried to set up my schedule around not playing those weeks. Now, I can't tell you what I would have done this year, because it's a little bit different. I don't know if I would have gone to Europe or not. But it is a tough one, right? Especially when you're going across the country completely. I can tell you with certain confidence that I probably wouldn't have been here, even though I love the tournament so much. But even with that said, they've done a great job, like you said, of making players comfortable. Having a charter flight always makes it a lot easier. Maybe not for the best 2 or 3 players in the world, but for other people that are high-quality players as well who come and compete in this event. They do everything they can. It's just sometimes, if it doesn't fit the schedule, it doesn't fit the schedule, right? But in this case, I'm really glad that this year happened the way it happened so I can come back.
And we'll go ahead and go to Joe.
John, did you get any more answers to your questions about the merger? Have you heard anything more as far as what's going on? Do you feel any better than you did last week about what's going on with this merger?
I didn't really talk about it much last week, and I guess I might know more in a few hours once we're done with the player meeting tonight. I don't think we're going to get a lot of answers, but I'm going to at least get an idea of where the membership head's at. That's all I can say. We don't know anything. I don't even know if the people in charge know much more about it than we do. There's so many unanswered questions that at this point I wouldn't want to waste time thinking about it, because there's a lot of what ifs and a lot of unknowns.
Oh, so Jon Rahm mentioned that player meeting. There will be a player meeting this evening at 5 p.m. When I spoke with Jon after his press conference, he told me that he's not going into this meeting with any specific goal, that he just wants to listen and to learn. Now, Jay Monahan, the commissioner of the PGA Tour, will not be running this meeting. He is on a continued leave of absence due to medical reasons. Tyler Dennis, the executive vice president and president of the PGA Tour, and Ron Price, chief operating officer, will be leading that meeting later this evening. I spoke with several players earlier, and they told me that they're most interested to see what the emotion level is like in this meeting. If we go back a couple weeks ago when there was the first player meeting after the news came out regarding the proposed partnership between the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia and the PGA Tour, which Jay Monahan did lead that meeting. That meeting was described as quite heated, so players are curious to see what the temperature will be in the room tonight, but they do not expect a lot of details, especially when it comes to answering the big questions. Rory McIlroy will not be at that meeting later this evening, and there will be an additional meeting tomorrow afternoon for the player managers and agents.